Now our lesson is grade 9, lesson 8. Success through creativity. Success through creativity. What do you mean creativity? Creativity කියන්නේ නිර්මාණශීලී භාවය. ඔබ තුල විවිධ creativities නේ තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. You may have various creativities. එහෙනම් නිර්මාණශීලී භාවය තුලින් ජයග්‍රහණය කියන මාතෘකාව තමයි මේකේ සිංහල තේරුම. words ටිකක් තියෙනවා අපිට මතක තියාගන්න. මේක start කරන්න ඉතින් a little while ago. Read it. A little while ago. නේ මොහොතකට පෙර. මොහොතකට පෙර. Next, take part in. Take part in means සහභාගී වෙනවා. Equal word participate. Right? In charge of. යම් දෙයක් බාරව ඉන්නවා. Officer in charge of. OIC කියලා කියන්නේ යම් බාරව ඉන්න නිලධාරියා කාර්යභාර. Something really good කියන්නේ හොඳ යමක් කියන එක නේ. In addition අමතරව යම් දෙයකට අමතරව in addition. Right. Then අපි start කරමු lesson එක. It's like this. The friends are talking about an exhibition that is going to be held in their school. Going to be held. පවත්වන්න යනවා. Hold කියන්නේ පවත්වනවා. එතකොට going to be held පවත්වන්න හදනවනේ. Going to be held. Right. In their school. Lasit. I have just heard. I have just to make present perfect. I have just. I have just finished this. Like this. Sorry. I have just something that will make you all happy. I have just heard. Something that will make you all happy. What is it, Lasit? There is going to be an examination to mark the Environment Day. Environment Day කියන්නේ පරිසර දිනය සටහන් කරන්න exhibition එකක් පවත්වන්න යන්නේ. Which falls next month. මෙතනදී මේ which falls next month. ලබන මාසයට නියමිතව තිබෙන. Which falls next month. Right? Wow. Who told you? කවුද ආට කිව්වේ? Who told you? දැන් කවුද ආවේ කියලා හෙව්වොත් කොහොමද කියන්නේ who came? කවුද ඒක දැක්කේ? Who saw that? Right? කවුද ආට English කියන්නේ? Who taught you English? Lasit කියන Samit whom I met at the canteen. What do you mean whom I met at the canteen? මම කැන්ටින් එකේදී මට මීට් වුණ කෙනා whom I met at the canteen. A little while ago. මට කිව්වේ කවුද? ටික මොහොතකට පෙර මට කැන්ටින් එකේදී හම්බ වෙච්ච කෙනා. You know, those who would like to take part in it. ඒකට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න කැමති අය should give their names to Miss Sarojini Veerakoon. Sarojini Veerakoon Mr. Nandennon කැමති අය. Who is the teacher in charge of Environment Society? ඒ තමයි Environment Society එක බාර වෙන්න teacher. මෙතනදී මේ whom, which, who. Right? මෙන්න මේ relative pronouns ගැන කතා කරන තමයි lesson එක හදලා තියෙන්නේ. නේද? අපි ඊළඟ පාඩම අවසානයේ කතා කරමු. Where are you going to have it? ඔයාලා කොහෙද ඒක පවත්වන්න යන්නේ? In the school main hall. School main hall. Where we had the blood donation camp last month. මොකද අපි ගිය මාසයේ blood donation camp එකක් අන්න ඒක තමයි. Rather, let's present something at the examination shall be. Exhibition shall be. අපි exhibition එකට මොනවද තියමු? Lasit, that would be great. ඒක හොඳයි ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨයි. We need to come up with something really good. අපි හොඳ යමක් කලෙටනේ එක යායිතු yes කවුද රාදා කියන්නේ what about upcycling කරන්න මොකද්ද upcycling කිව්වහම නිස්සාරයමක් වැදගත් යමක් බඩපත් කිරීම upcycling that term which I have never heard before ඒක මම කවදාවත් අහලා නැති term එකක් right now active to reading එකේ තියෙනවා read the above conversation and answer the question given below what is the event mentioned yes the event mentioned is an exhibition. The event mentioned is an exhibition. Who told Lasit about it? Who told Lasit about it? Whom Lasit met at the canteen told him about it. Right? Why is it being held? ඇයි ඒක පවත්වන්නේ? Why is it being held? It is being held to mark what is the environment day. Mark the yes what environment day. Right. Next, what was held in the school main hall last month? What was held in the school main hall last month? Last month, a blood donation camp was held. Question 5. What does Radha suggest? Radha suggests to present something at the exhibition. Right. Now it's okay. Learning point, relative pronouns. Relative pronouns is the learning point. Relative pronouns. Right. Relative pronouns mean these are who, that, whom, whose, which, right? මේ ටික තමයි relative pronouns විදිහට අපි සාකච්ඡා කරන්නේ. The highlighted words in the conversation are called relative pronouns. In conversation එකේ highlight කරපු relative pronouns. Subject, object, possessive. Here it is mentioned subject, object, possessive. People mean personal. Right? Things mean non-personal, non-personal. Right? Under personal, right, subject, personal relative pronouns are these: who, that, who, that. Non-personal relative pronouns which come as the subjects are which or that. That means sometimes who or that. If not, which or that can occur as a subject. Can occur as a subject. ඒවා subject එකක් විදිහට එන්න පුළුවන්. Object එකක් විදිහට එන්න පුළුවන් මෙන්න මේවා. Whom, that. ඒ කියන්නේ personal object එකක්. මේවා non-personal object එකක්. Which, that. Possessive වලදී whose, personal, එක non-personal නම් ඒත් whose කියනවා. Right? මෙතන නොදීප එකක් තියෙනවා of which කියලා යොදා ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. හරි. ideas please. In addition, ඊට අමතරව we use where with nouns that to refer to place when with the noun that refer to a time. Where කියන එකත් use කරන්න පුළුවන්. A relative clause is a clause. Is a clause that begins with a relative pronoun. Gives us information about noun that comes before it. When I make example, you know, there's going to be an exhibition. There are going to be an exhibition to mark the environment day which falls next month. There's going to be an exhibition to mark the environment day which falls next month. Here which is the relative pronoun. ලබන මාසයට නියමිත පරිසර දිනය සැමරීමටනේ තමයි ඒක හදාලා දෙන්නේ. The underlying relative clause tells us something about the environment day. This which tells something about the environment day. That tells something about the environment day. There are two types of relative clauses: defining relative clauses and non-defining defining relative clauses. Now this is a relative clause. Which falls next month, that is a relative clause. There are two types of relative clauses as one, defining relative clauses, and second, non-defining relative clauses. We use a defining relative clause to indicate which particular person or thing we are talking about. It indicates a particular person or thing we are talking about. The boy who came first, for example, the boy who came first in the essay. Is in my brother brother's class. The boy who came first in the essay. What do you mean? The boy who came first. පළමුව ආව ළමයා. නෙපිරි ළමයා in the essay, first in the essay is in my brother's class. The relative clause who comes first in the essay competition. Right? Essay competition, here competition also. Then the boy who came first in the essay competition identifies the noun coming before. In other words, without relative clause, it would be unclear which boy is being talked about. We use non-defining relative clause to give additional non-essential information about the person or thing. Right? Now this is a defining relative clause. The boy who came first in the essay competition. The boy who came first in the essay competition. This is a defining relative clause. Defining relative clause. This is a defining relative clause. Now, non-defining. Our class teacher, who always come to school early, is very kind of hard-working. There's another example. Our class teacher who always comes to school early, right? Is very kind and hard-working. Then when our class teacher, is a clause, who always come to school early. This is then what is? It's additional information about the class teacher. In other words, it's not essential for the sentence to be meaningful. Without this also, there is a sentence, our class teacher. Our class teacher is defined by this. It is important to remember that we should use a comma before non-defining relative clause. Here we use a comma. Right? Then what is this? A non-defining relative clause. Without that also, other clause gives a meaning. Our class teacher. If the non-defined, now there is another example. I borrowed this novel from Suresh. Who lives down our lane. Now this relative clause, who lives down our lane gives additional information about Suresh. Then I borrowed this novel from Suresh. Mummy novel Suresh kin. Additional information Suresh who lives down our lane. If the non-defining relative clause comes in the middle of the sentence, we should use a comma both before it and after it. Make a वाक्य मध्य दिया हो, ये දෙපැත්තටම comma එකක් අපි use කරනවා relative clause එකේ. For example, මෙන්න මේ විදිහට. Example එකක් Suresh Loves learning new words. Loves learning new words. Now, Suresh, who reads a lot, is the relative clause. Right? Make attention. Next. Suresh who reads a lot. Loves learning new words. Ga කියවන සුරේෂ් අලුත් වචන ඉගෙන ගන්න ආසයි කැමති. Right? We do not use the relative pronoun that with non-defining relative clause. සමහර අතර that use කරත් non-defining relative clause වල that use කරන්නේ නැහැ. මේක දිග පාඩමක් මෙහෙම ලේසියට කරන්නත් අමාරුයි. හරි? දැන් මම යොදනා කරගෙන කියමු. One who runs first. පළමුව දිව යන කෙනා. One who came here. මෙහි ආපු කෙනා. අය කියලා කිව්වොත් those who like English. එහෙනම් those who speak English. හරි? Whom I love. මං ආදරය කරන කෙනා. Whom I teach. මම උගන්වන අය. හරි? මේ විදිහට අපිට එන්නේ which. නත් මේ ආකාරයට පාවිච්චි කරනකොට දීර්ඝ වශයෙන් මෙතනදි කියන්න අමාරුයි. කාලෙ පිළිබඳ ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. There's a problem regarding time. දැන් බලමු. Fill in the blanks with the relative pronouns given in the box. A surgeon is a doctor, performs operation. And මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? Who? A surgeon is a doctor who performs operation. A thermometer is an instrument. Blank is used to measure temperature. Is an instrument which is used to measure temperature. Nizam is one of my close friends, ran me yesterday. Nizam, who is one of mine? Right. Are you got a cousin? Hobby is gardening. Whose hobby is gardening? Tell me a time we can meet. Then which we can meet. It's an old movie. Title I have forgotten. Then whose title? Whose title? එතනදී ඔන්න of which කියන එක දාන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක මේකේ සඳහන් කරලා lesson එකේ සඳහන් කරලා නැහැ. The factory blank. My uncle work is going to close down. The factory where my uncle works. My friend Ravi blank. We met at the library yesterday. Reads at least 2 books every month. My friend Ravi, whom we met, right? Add commas where necessary. Remember, not all sentences need them. Hari, comma use කරන්න. හැබැයි හැම එකටම comma අත්‍යවශ්‍යත් නැහැ. This is the dictionary which I bought yesterday. Right? Then yes. So where do we use it? Yes. This is the dictionary, comma. The youngest brother, comma. The children film Handaya, which was directed by Taithot, was won an international award. So we have to say Handaya. Do you know the boy who is standing near the gate? Where do we use it? Yes. Boy, comma, rice which is grown in many Asian countries is the staple food for Sri Lanka. Right? then comma near rice. Sujita, whose father works in embassy, no need comma. The rice which we had for lunch today was very good, right? Sujita is the girl whose father works in an embassy, that is a relative one, defining relative. Show me the place where the accident took place. Raj like visiting Bandara where his uncle has a small tea. You have been given like this. It is important to remember that we should use a comma before an undefining relative clause. Here it is mentioned, right? You have to remember this. It is important to remember that we shouldn't use a comma before a non-defining relative clause. Right. Now you know what are the defining relative clauses and non-defining, and this is simple. It is important to know, to remember that we should use a comma before a non-relative clause. Before a non-relative clause. Right. Then, after that, next part of the lesson, I think a relative clause is a long lesson. In a separate video, I will teach you that comprehensively, mean with details. This limited time is not suitable and not sufficient for that. Our next upcycling. Upcycling means what? Turning trash into treasure. Upcycling කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? ඔබ දන්නවා recycling කියන්නේ same wasted thing is made to be the same item. For example, wasted plastic is recycled as plastic again. ඒක recycling. Used paper is recycled as paper again. Upcycling means turning trash into treasure. Trash කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Useless things. Useless things are converted to useful things. Right? දැන් හිතයි නිකන් වැඩ කරන්නේ නැති දරුවෙක් වැඩ කරන දරුවෙක් බඩපත් කිරීමත් upcycling ද කියලා. ඒක නෙමෙයි මෙතන කියන්නේ sort of, sort of can be sometimes. Right. Can you now upcycling turning trash into treasure. අපි ටිකක් කතා කරමු ඒක. Can you remember the last time you dropped an empty yogurt pot in a litter bin? What is a litter bin? කුණු කූඩේ නේද? Litter bin. මේ bin කියන word එකත් අපි use කරන bin කියලා නේ. dustbin දාන. dustbin, litter bin. Or threw away. This word throw away, its past tense is threw away. Threw away. That cardboard box that your pair of shoes come in. ඔබට මතකද ඔය pair of shoes ගෙනාවු cardboard පෙට්ටිය වීසි කළා ඔබට මතකද? right අපි එහෙම ගෙනාවු වීසි කරනවා ඒක තියාගෙන මොනව කරන්නද නේ? නමුත් ඒක ප්‍රයෝජනවත් දෙයකට මෙයා යොදාගෙන තියෙනවා. right when you were disposing them, dispose can පිළියෙල කරනවා, disposing them, right? You did you pause for a second? What do you mean? Pause for a second. Minute තත්පරයක් හිතනවා කියන එක. pause for a second. තත්පරයක් හිතනවා. Pause for a second. Right? That you might have found some creative use for them. Right? ඔබ ඒක යම creative use එකට භාවිත කරලා තියෙනවා. For example, you could well have made a lovely vase with the empty yogurt pot. ඔබට කිසි yogurt pot එකකින් හදන්න පුළුවන් මොකද්ද? Lovely vase එකක්, මල් vase එකක් ලස්සන. That is what is known as upcycling. අන්න ඒක තමයි upcycling කියන්නේ. මම මේ වාක්‍ය මේ sentence එක. That is what is known as upcycling. Upcycling means හඳුන්වන්නේ අන්න ඒකයි. That is what. That is what. ඒක අතීතින් that was what. අන්න ඒකයි මම වාට කිව්වේ. That was what I told you. අන්න ඒකයි මම කරන්නේ. That is what I am going to do. Right? The process of turning old or disposable materials. Disposable කියන්නේ නැවත ප්‍රතිචක්‍රිය කරන කර හැකි materials into something useful and often beautiful. එහෙනම් මොකද්ද upcycling? That is what is known as upcycling. ඒ කියනවා the process of turning old and disposable materials into something useful and often beautiful. Something useful and often beautiful. Upcycling can be beneficial in many ways. Beneficial in ප්‍රයෝජනවත්. Beneficial in many ways. ගාක් විදිහට ප්‍රයෝජනවත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. To begin with, it gives the opportunity to tap into our capacity for creative thinking, which in turn could help us to cultivate new and useful hobbies. It can also be seen as a good way of saving money. ඒක මුදල් ඉතිරි කිරීමකට හොඳ ක්‍රමයක්. And now being thrifty. Thrifty සකසුරුවම්. Thrift කියන්නේ සකසුරුවම් කියන්නේ. Being thrifty සකසුරුවම් වෙනවා. As we think of new uses for things which we would otherwise simply throw away. Otherwise කියන්නේ එහෙම නැතෝ. නේ? එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි කොහේ විසිකලා දානවා. Otherwise we simply throw away. එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි ඔය ඒක විසිකලා දානවා. Simply throw away. This in turn helps keep the environment clean and beautiful. මේකෙන් මොකද පුළුවන්? Environment එක ලස්සනට තියාගන්න පුළුවන්. Furthermore, furthermore, upcycling will provide people with opportunities. Upcycling එකෙන් මිනිස්සුන්ට අවස්ථා හැදෙනවා for self-employment. මොකද ස්වයං රැකියාවක් කරන්න. දැන් මේ upcycling කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියන්නේ පැහැදිලි කරා. Actually it's not good to explain these things in Sinhala always. මේ සිංහලෙන් පැහැදිලි කරන එක හොඳ නෑ. නමුත් මේක කරන්නේ ඉංග්‍රීසි භාෂාවට දුර්වල දරුවන්ට යම් සහනයක් විදියට. ඒ කියන්නේ යාළුවා තනියම කරලා හරි මේක යම් කරගන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඒක ලොකු benefit එකක් වෙනවා. ඇයට පාසල දරුවන්ට වගේ නේ. සහ මම හැමදාම කියන පාඩම් වගේ හැරුණොත් ඒක ආයි කරගන්න වෙලාවක් නැහැ. වාසනීය වෙලා හිටිය වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මෙවැනි රටේ ඕලෝක වාතාවරණයකදී. right. නමුත් මේක සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම ඉගැන්වීමක්ම නෙමෙයි නේද? ඒත් මේක බලලා මේ ටිකක් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක හොඳටම that's also quite enough. Read the passage and answer the question, what is upcycling? What is upcycling? නේද? නම් මේකදී නම් මොකද්ද? Upcycling is the process of turning old or disposable materials something useful and often beautiful. Upcycling is the process of turning. Right? Within upcycling, upcycling is the process of turning although disposable materials into something useful and often beautiful. Right? What may be converted into a vase? What may be converted into vase? What is converted into a vase here? Yes. Yogurt cup. Oh. Then the empty yogurt pot. An empty yogurt cotton may be converted into a lovely vase. Right. What may be converted into a vase? An empty yogurt pot may be converted into a lovely vase. 3. Name 2 advantages of recycling. 3. Name 2 advantages of recycling. 1. To keep the environment clean. 1. To keep the environment clean. 2. Provide people with opportunities for self-employment. Provide. Right. These are the 2 things. 4. Find 2 relative pronouns used in the passage. Find 2 relative pronouns used in the passage. Let's find one is which. Other one right, you can read and find it, right? 4. 5. Find words in the passage which mean the same as the following. Advantages, it is called benefits. Recall, remember. It is remember. A set of steps for doing or making something, process. Process, right? Listening, you can listen to teacher's voice and do something very easy. And 7, imagine that the upcycling competition was held in your school. ඉස්කෝලේ පැවැත්වුවා කියලා upcycling competition එකක්. Right? Conduct an interview with the leader of a winning team. Use words such as what, how, when, who, why, how long, like that. Example, congratulations on winning the place in the upcycling competition. Your creativity was truly amazing. How did you get this idea in the first place? Like that. Conduct an interview. It is also an activity. You have to use these words which were like that. Okay? Writing. Decide on some object that you can upcycle into something better or more beautiful. Write a set of instructions to show how to do it. You have to decide something which can be recycled, upcycled. For example, imagine throwing away papers. Throwing away papers, you can use it to make some flowers, or else another artistic work. Throwing away coconut shell. Coconut shells, throwing away coconut shells can be used to make another useful item. Like that. Then after that, you can prepare your instructions. Right. එහෙනම් දරුවනේ අපි හිතන ඔබට ලෙසන් එක පිළිබඳ අවබෝධයක් ලැබෙන්නේ නැති කියලා. අපි ඊළඟ දවසේ ඊළඟ ලෙසන් එකත් එක්ක මීට් වෙනවා. ඔබට සුබ අනාගතයක්.